Class, so now we start with the exercise 4E. Till now you must have learned how to multiply, divide, add and subtract the numbers. Now in 4E exercise we will come across sums in which you have to solve more than one operations at a time. So earlier you were either adding or subtracting or multiplying or dividing, so single operation at one time. But here in this exercise you will come across the questions where you have to do more than one operations. Like in the first question, A part, you can see that you have to divide also and you have to multiply also. So when you have to solve more than one operations in a single sum, there is one rule that you have to follow. What is that rule? That is the rule of BODMAS. What is that rule? That is the rule of BODMAS. So in this BODMAS, that B stands for brackets, B stands for brackets, O stands for of, D stands for divide, M stands for multiply, A stands for addition and S stands for subtraction. So if you have more than one operation to solve in a sum, you have to follow this sequence. You have to follow the sequence of BODMAS. Now how to follow this? Let's come to the question. So in this you can see you have divide also and you have to multiply also. So it means I have to apply BODMAS. So in the BODMAS, if you will see the sequence, divide comes before multiplication. It means first I have to divide and then I have to multiply. So these two numbers 2430 divided by 81, it means I have to first divide these two numbers. So let me divide these two numbers. So you will get so 0, you get the answer 30. So when you divide these two numbers, you will get the answer 30 and then you multiply with 30. The answer of this 30 you multiply with 30. Now when you multiply, what happens? The last one is zeros you get in the answer. So there are two zeros, so 2 zeros in the answer and 3 threes are 9. So what is your answer? 900. In the B part again, what you have multiply these two numbers, this multiply by this, divide by this. Now what operation to solve first, multiply or divide? So how I will come to know? I will come to know through the BODMAS. As you can see in the BODMAS, the division comes first and multiplication comes after division. So it means first I have to divide. So where is the sign of divide? This is sign of divide, means these two numbers I will divide first. So 27776 you have to divide with 248. So when you will divide on the 248, you get 7 and again 248, and what you will get 9, 4, 6 and 2 is 496. So when you divide these two numbers, you get the answer 112. So this quotient is the answer 112. Now I'm left with 4785. So this answer that you get after dividing these two numbers, that you multiply with 4785. So when you will multiply 4785 with 112, the answer you will get is 535920. So you multiply and get the answer. So this will be the answer. So what I did first I divided using the BODMAS rule. First I divided these two numbers and with its answer I multiplied this number. So when you multiply this number with its answer, you will get this answer. Now the second question, A part. Now look at this sum. You have all the four operations in this. You have divide, you have minus, divide, plus and multiply. So all the four divisions. So what to start with first, what you will decide, how you will decide from the rule of BODMAS. In the BODMAS, you can see first bracket, no bracket is there, off, no off is there. So first of all comes divide. It means first of all I will divide these two numbers and one more division you have, and these two numbers. Okay, so when you will this divide 4250 with 125, so what you will get? So always in your copy, what you will do, you will make a rough column here and you can do the division here. Like 4250 I have to multiply with divide with 125. 3 is 375 and you are left with 50. So 4 is 500. So what you will get after dividing these two numbers? You get 34. Now you have to divide these two numbers. So 40800 you divide with 272. So 1s are 272 and what you will get? 136. Bring this 0 down and 272 5s is 1360 and one more 0 is left. When you will bring this down, you add this in the quotient. So what do you get after dividing these two numbers? 150. So write its answer and then you have plus 36 into 166. So according to the BODMAS rule, first I divided these two numbers, I got 34 answer, and then divided these two numbers, I got answer 150, and in between you have a sign of minus, and after that you have plus 36 into 166. So I have solved my first step. So I have divided. So according to the BODMAS, now what will come first? What will come after division? Multiplication. So where is multiplication? Here is multiplication. It means you have to multiply these two numbers. So 166, when you will multiply with 36, you will get 5976. So it means the answer is 5976 after multiplying these two numbers, and rest of the numbers you write like this only. Okay, now what is the next method which I have to solve? It is addition. Now as you can see in the previous sum also, I told you that some numbers which have a minus sign, they are in front, they are called negative numbers, and which have a positive sign in front, they are called positive numbers. So if this number doesn't have any sign, so this means it is positive. Okay, so the numbers which have plus sign in front of them, that only I can add. So what the mistake you people do is that what you will do is कि आप यहाँ पे plus का निशान है, so you will start adding these two numbers. No, that will be wrong. Okay, so while adding, we will pick up the numbers which have a positive sign in front of them. So this number has a negative sign, this number has a positive sign, this number has a positive sign. So these two numbers I will add, 34 plus 5976, and then I will subtract 1 minus 150. So when I will add these two numbers, you will get 6010 minus 150, and you get the answer 15860. The B part of the second question, you can see here I have divide, off, plus, and again divide. So according to the BODMAS rule, first is bracket, so no bracket is there, but the next is off. So this is off, so it means this I have to solve first. And off means what? Off means we have to multiply. So 45 multiply by 20, so it means 45 multiply by 20, so this becomes 900. So if you will solve this off means multiply, so you have to multiply 45 and 20 and you will get the answer 900, and rest of this will remain the same. try to solve only one single operation in a single step. Okay, now I have solved off first. Now according to the BODMAS, what I have to solve the next, it's division. So this is division and this is division. Okay, so when two numbers that are to be divided, they have zeros at the end, like this has 3 zeros and this has 2 zeros, the zeros gets cancelled in division. This 0 gets cancelled with this 0, this 0 gets cancelled with this 0. This I'm talking about in division. In division, when you have zeros at the end, they gets cancelled. This 0 with this 0, this 0 with this 0. So 2 zeros of this and 2 zeros of this are cancelled. Now I'm left with 90 divided by 9. So 90 divided by 9 is how much? It's 10. 9 tens are 90. Now look at the next division part. So what did I say? The zeros, there is 1 0, 1 0, both of them get cancelled. So 1 0 gets cancelled, 1 0 of the divisor gets cancelled with 1 0 of the dividend, and I am left with 75 divided by 15. So on the table of 15, where do you get 75? On 15 5s. Okay, so in between you have a sign of plus, so 10 plus 5 is 15. So what's the answer? 15. The third question, and the third question, as you can see, A part, you have a bracket, you have a multiply, you have a plus, you have a bracket. So according to the BODMAS rule, first I will solve the bracket. So here is the bracket, so whatever is there inside the bracket, like it is 24 plus 36, it means you have to add them first. So solve the bracket first, and inside the bracket you are given two numbers which are to be added. So add the numbers, you will get 60. So you have solved the bracket now, 60 has come, so it means you can remove the bracket now because I have solved it. So remove the bracket. Now 60, outside you have 64. Okay, now when you multiply, if you have zeros at the end, in division what happens? The 0 at the end gets cancelled. If dividend and divisor both have the zeros, they get cancelled. But in multiplication, this 0 at the end will come in the answer, so will be added in the answer. So this 0 comes in the answer. Now I'm left with 64 multiplied by 6. 6 4s are 24, 384. So what's the answer? 3840. This is the answer. Now the C part. Now the C part, as you can see, you have a bracket, divide and off. And according to the BODMAS rule, first I have to solve the bracket. Now inside the bracket, you can see I have two numbers given which I have to multiply. So multiply them. So when you multiply them, you get 12096. So 72 multiplied by 168 is 12096. Because I have solved the bracket, so now you can remove the brackets. Now you have divided by 21 of 16. Now I have solved the bracket. What is the next operation? Next is off. So I will solve this off. So 21 of 16, and what do you mean by off? That you have to multiply. 16 ones are 16, 16 to the 32, and 1 is 33. So what's the answer of this? These two, 21 of 16 is 336. Now at the end, 12096, you have to divide with 336. So 12096 divided by 336, and what you will get? So when you divide these two numbers, you get 36. So 36 is your answer. Now in the fourth question, you can see you are given some sums and you are asked to write whether they are true or false. Like in the first one, you can see that it's given 12 into 9 minus 7, and here 12 into 9 minus 7 is equal to, means if I solve this, I can take as left hand side, and this I can take as right hand side. So I will solve this also, and I will solve this also, and at the end I will see whether both the sides we get the same answer, because it's written is equal to, whether at the end this both the answers are equal. If they are equal, it means this is true, otherwise it is false. So let me solve the left hand side first. As you can see, there is a bracket, so according to the BODMAS rule, I have to solve the bracket first. So 12 nines are 108. 108 minus 7, so it becomes 101. So the answer of the left hand side is 101. Now come to the right hand side. So bracket is 9 minus 7. So 9 minus 7 is what? First I have to solve the bracket, and in the bracket you have 9 minus 7. 9 minus 7 is 2. So when you solve this now, 12 2s are 24. So on one side you get 101, but the other side you get 24. So are they both equal? No, they are not equal. So it means this statement is false. So this statement is false. So this way we have to find. Now come to the B part. Okay, now the B part of the fourth question. Again, you can see they have given you this is, we have to find whether this is equal to this, whether this is true or false. If both the sides you get the same answer, it means this statement is true, otherwise it is false. So I can say this is left hand side and this is right hand side, and between you have a sign of equal to. So let me solve this left hand side. So there is a bracket. So according to the BODMAS rule, first I have to solve the bracket, and inside the bracket you can see it is multiply 7 into 12. To 12 7 is 84, right? So I have solved the bracket. So now you can remove the bracket. Now I have 84 divided by 84. So 84 divided by 84 will be 1. Okay, now come to the next one, right hand side. So inside the bracket you can see it's 84 divided by 7. So 7 ones are 7 and 7 twos are 14. So what the answer will be? 12. And 12 इसका आंसर हमने निकाल लिया. So I can remove the brackets. So 12 into 12. So 12 12 होता है 144. Now you can see on the left hand side you got the answer 1, and on the right hand side you got the answer 144. So are they both equal? No, they are not equal. Equal नहीं है. So is this statement true or false? So this statement is false. Okay, now we will come to the C part, and in the C part you can see it's given 24 divided by 12 is equal to 75 into 24 divided by 12. So let me solve the left hand side first. Okay, so left hand side, if you will see, no brackets are there, so you have multiply and divide. So according to the BODMAS rule, divide I have to solve first and then multiply. So this divide I will solve first. So 75 into 2s are 12 2s are 24, and 75 2s are will be 150. Okay, now come to the right hand side. Right hand side you can see a bracket. It means I have to solve the bracket first. So 75 into, so 24 divided by 2, so 12 2s are 24. So 75 into 2 will be 150. So right hand side is equal to the left hand side. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. So both the sides are equal. So what it means is the statement true or false? This is true. Okay, now we come to the fifth question. In the fifth question you can see you have two types of brackets. One is this bracket. Can you see this is a different bracket and this bracket is different? Okay, so now brackets also you have of many types. जो brackets होती हैं that also are of many types, but in this you will study only about two types of brackets. One, as you can see, this type of bracket, so this is called the first bracket, or you can say round bracket, small bracket, or parenthesis. So you can call this as first bracket, round bracket. As you can see, this is a round bracket, or you can say small bracket or parenthesis. Now second type of bracket you have here is like this, like this. So this is called the second bracket. This was the first bracket, this is second bracket, or you call it braces, or you call it curly brackets. You can see this is curled. Okay, so we call it curly bracket also. So this you can call as small bracket, and this you can call as curly bracket. Now in what sequence do we solve them? First, when you have more than two brackets, when you have more than one bracket, first we solve the small or the round bracket, and then we solve the curly bracket. पहले हम small bracket को solve करते हैं और उसके बाद curly bracket को solve करते हैं. Okay, now look at this. We will start solving it. So 15, this will remain the same. Now as according to the BODMAS rule, I have to solve the brackets first, and among the brackets also I have to solve the small bracket first. So the rest of the things will be same. So 15 into 28 minus, now come to the small bracket. So inside the small bracket you can see it's 17 minus 12. So what is 17 minus 12? It is 5. So I have solved the bracket 17 minus 12. I got the answer, so I can now remove the bracket. Now I have solved first which bracket? The small bracket, and then you have the curly bracket. Now which bracket I will solve? Now I will solve the curly bracket. Now inside the curly bracket you can see it's written 28 minus 5. So 28 minus 5 is how much? 23. So I solved it. I got the answer by solving it. So my curly bracket gets removed. So first I solve the small bracket. I got the answer 5. So this becomes 28 minus 5. Now I will solve the curly bracket. 28 minus 5 is 23. Now I am left with 15 multiplied by 23. Now when you multiply 15 का table आता है ना, 15 3s are 45, 52s are 30, and 4 is 34. So what's your answer? 345. To the B part of simplification, again you can see we are given brackets. So according to the BODMAS rule, I have to solve the brackets first. But in the bracket section also you can see you have two types of brackets. One is small bracket, the other is curly brackets. So according to the rule, which bracket I have to solve first? The small bracket, and then I have to solve the curly bracket. So first of all, this is the small bracket, so I will solve it. The rest of the things will remain the same. Now 112, you have to subtract 78 from that. So what you will get? 34. So you get 112 minus 78, you get 34. So now you have solved this, you have got the answer 34. So my bracket gets removed, the small bracket gets removed. So small bracket removed, but after that you have a curly bracket. Okay, now 289. Now I have to solve which bracket? I have to solve the curly bracket. Now they are saying the curly bracket you have 34 multiplied by 17. So 17 fours is 68, 17 threes is 51, and 57. So what the answer is? 578. So 578 divided by, so I have got the answer of this 578, so I can remove this curly bracket, divided by 289. So now when I divide 578 with 289, so what you will get? You will get 2s are 9, 2s are 18, 16, 17, and 578. So what the answer you get? It's 2. So this is how we solve the sum when you have brackets and when you have more than one operation. Now come to the C part. In the C part, again you have brackets and again you have more than one bracket. So first you have to solve the small bracket and then the curly bracket. As you can see, here also you have the small bracket and here also you have the small bracket. So how you will solve? The rest of the things will remain same. So first I have to solve the small bracket. So 35 plus 34, inside the small bracket you have 35 plus 34, so this becomes 69. So I have solved, so remove the bracket. Okay, now then comes divide, and then again the small bracket. This time you have to subtract 46 minus 23. So what you will get? 6 minus 3 23, right? So solve the bracket, so remove the bracket. Now comes the curly bracket. Now inside the curly bracket you can see it's 69 divided by 23. So when you will divide 69 with 23, what you will get? 3. 23 3s are, so it means 69 divided by 23 is 3, right? So solve the bracket. So I removed the bracket. Now I'm left with 61 minus 3. So 61 minus 3 is 58. So this is your answer. Okay, now in the D part you can see again more than one brackets, curly bracket also and small bracket also. So I have to solve the small bracket first. So small bracket, here also you have and here also you have. So 700 divided by 10. So I told you when we divide, जो लास्ट वाले zeros होते हैं, like this zero gets cancelled with this zero, and 70 divided by 1 is 70, right? And then you have the sign of minus, curly bracket. Now you have this small bracket also. 12 8s are 96. 12 8s are 96. I have solved, so remove the bracket. Now comes the sign of divide. Now 34 minus 10 is 24. So 24, solve the bracket, so I can remove the bracket, and after that you have a curly bracket. Now curly bracket I have to solve. 96 divided by 24. 96 divided by 24. 4 4 is 96. So 24 4s are. So it means 96 divided by 24 is 4. So I got the answer of this. So remove the brackets. Now 70 minus 4 is 66. So this is your answer.